We're gonna drive down here in the bottom where we got these pecan out today at the skid steer. Just trial run for the machine today. Just playing around here, getting a few logs out Dad cut. Probably about a load of pecan all in all with everything we did. We were at it for a couple hours. Dad had the majority of them cut already just here on his place. This pecan deal's really working out good for us, so he wanted to try to take advantage of it while he could with some trees he had here on his little slice of heaven. One thing my dad told me years ago that's always stuck with me, and he still says it today, and it's something I think of every day. He told me years ago, you don't have to make a lot of money every day, but you need to make a little money every day. It's always good the days where you have good days and make a lot of money, but the main thing is to make a little bit every day at least. And deals like today where we're mudded out everywhere else, where we can get in with these track machines and still utilize them with their low ground pressure to get out little jags of logs like this. And yeah, these pecan are ugly. They are ugly, but ugly or not, they bring the same money. You know, we sell them by the ton, and it's a good deal. This is one of 3 piles of pecan we got out today. That's I don't know if that's the biggest or not, but it's a good pile of it. So enjoy today's video, and I'm sure we'll be up to something tomorrow. Okay, the first day of putting this thing kind of through the paces or trying it out, you can see we've got our dirty mud on the tracks and mud on the decals. Some noticeable differences right off the bat, especially with how the machine feels being heavier, what it'll lift with the added lift capacity. Just seems like the better balance. I don't know whether it be with the longer track length or the counterbalanced weights or overall just heavier machine. Of course, this is a higher horsepower machine by a good little bit, but we can kind of see some noticeable similarities back here. They've changed some things around. One thing I noticed right off the bat, they've got all this sealed up, which on the 89 is not like that, and I do like this a little better. Hopefully it'll keep this a little cleaner back here, a little less debris, dirt, and dust. It is a bigger engine, as I'll state in the video. This is a 3.8 liter Caterpillar engine rather than the 3.3 liter in the 289. So we're a little bigger machine, bigger coolers. This is a high flow machine, so naturally we're gonna have some added cooling capacity. This handle's different. I like that set up a little better there. But it seemed to run out pretty good today, and you'll see in the video, kind of just trying it out, not getting too carried away with it. We just Dad cut some pecan down there in the timber, and we just went through there, gathered up those pecan, got them kind of stacked out so we can pick them up with the truck, get them ready to load out. First of the week. It's extremely wet and muddy here in Missouri right now. You can see water running down Dad's driveway here. Now I'll come and pick this machine up tomorrow and get it ready to move. It'll go to another job. We'll take it with the brush grapple. But so far, seem to be liking it. Like the subtle changes on the machine. There's a few little things that are different, and we'll touch on that in today's video. Looks like they've sealed these doors up a little better. That was an issue we had on the 89 as well, just the seals not wanting to hold up. No scratches today. Pretty happy about that. But we did get her muddy, but that's what she's here for. She's here to earn her keep. Representing logger threads and the tree hugger. Enjoy, guys. We are going to try this bad boy out, and this is one thing I'm already noticing that's new on these 2019 models. We've got an engine speed limited to warm-up mode. It's something my 17 model doesn't have. And I was kind of reading over the specs on these 299s to kind of better familiarize myself with them. It's quite a bit more of a machine. This machine here has a 3.8 liter turbocharged Caterpillar engine to where my 289 just has a 3.3 liter. Horsepower on this, I told you wrong. I believe on the XPS, this is a 95 horsepower machine, where my 289 is just a 73 horsepower machine. So big difference. Now Bruce always comments, watches my videos, and Bruce, a super great guy. Bruce commented that the XHP had 105 horse or 106, and that is correct. But I'm running just the XPS model. The XHP is the bigger of the two high flow machines. That's more of the application for running the forestry mulching units or the brush cutters. But I didn't think I'd ever run that, and it was substantially more money too for the XHP, the big machine. So yeah, we're warming up. Gauge is already off there. We got a DEF fuel gauge too, so we're about half full on DEF. Those cheapskates didn't even fill my DEF up for me. Right off the bat, we're noticing, I might have mentioned this, our park buttons colored in red, so that's a little different. I was noticing the ground travel speed, looking through the specs. It's at 8.4 miles per hour, where the 289 is just at 7 miles per hour. Total operating weight with the weight kit on this is right around 12,000 pounds. So we're substantially heavier. Back up here. Hate to get this thing dirty, but we're going to move some logs this morning. Can't stay clean forever, and it's got to pay for itself, so away we go. There's Dad. Maybe Dad's not going that way. Anyway, yeah, so they're substantially heavier machine, more horsepower. Of course, the operating capacities, we've got longer track length. I think we were 14 inches overall more on the track length than the 289. Height reach, we're at 33 point. Let me think about that. I think I'm going to tell you wrong on this. We're 3.6 inches higher on the reach on this machine than what the 289 is. So this is all around a bigger machine, more capable machine. I'm really anxious to see what it'll lift. I think our lift capacity, oh my gosh, I should have read up a little more on that. I want to say 9,200 pounds is what we had at. I think it was 2,600 pounds more than the 289. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I was just kind of reading through this morning at coffee. So yeah, and I told Dad, of course, I need to go to Springfield to get some parts from John Deere, from Murphy Tractor. They come in, but we're looking for some rain, or it's supposed to start raining this afternoon and tomorrow, but man, I was just itching to try this thing out. And it seems like we got a big, I'm guessing that one's for we're in first gear. Maybe not. The rabbit just come on for the high gear. We got a clock on this one. It's not set with the date, and that's different too, because the 17 model didn't have that. So there is some upgrades on this, just some little things I'm noticing so far. Kind of masher down here. I can't really tell if we're breaking any land speed records, but I wouldn't expect to. Get down here and see what this thing will lift. We can definitely tell a difference on some lifting power here. The machine itself just seems quite a bit more smoother. This pecan's not it's not super heavy, but at the same time, I mean, it's a fairly dense wood. Get that on there now. That was too long to get like that. I want to take them both. Now these forks I ordered from Cat, these are 4-foot forks, and I asked them if they had any 5-footers, because the 5-footers for what we do would be a little more handy. But this thing doesn't, it's a lot more stable, and I think a lot of that has to do with maybe the counterweights on the back. Like I said, it does have about a foot more track on the ground, longer track length, shift into the high gear. But it is a lot more stable machine. We're trying to kind of ease into it, not take her through her paces too much. And this is just some pecan that Dad's cut on his place here. This is a hay field, and even running this track machine through here, because our ground pressure, I believe it's at 4.7 pounds per square inch. So even running in this hay field here, as wet as it is, we're not really leaving much of a footprint. Definitely get this big one here. Size log there, just picks it up and goes. The nice thing is you can pick it up and be backing up or going forward, turning. You're using a lot of hydraulic function at the same time, and it seems to have plenty of power to want to go on through with that. Hit a soft spot there, plowed right on through in the high gear. One thing I am noticing with this machine is we are sinking down a little more. We are noticeably heavier. Now back here in the timber where I got these pecan, there's no way we could have got a skidder in here because there's water standing in a lot of places. But we're still able to get around pretty good with the skid steer, even though we are making a little more of a rut, a footprint. Until I get the feel of this machine, I'm not going to get real daring on the places I try to go with it. Pretty good stack of logs here for just 4 trees. You can see some of that stuff we're bringing out with it too, little stuff to try to get our tonnage up. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.